Thank you very much for this kind invitation. I'm very grateful to be in your lovely city. What I would like to share with you is our experience of xenotransplantation. It has always been said that xenotransplantation is the future and always will be. Today, I would like to submit that this is not the future anymore, it's the present now. So, why we are doing xenotransplantation, right? So there are thousands of people in the United States and millions of people in the world waiting for an organ for transplantation. There is very strict criteria for organ transplantation. Even every single person in this audience, if they become an organ donor, still we will not be able to meet the demand that we have because of these strict criteria. So there are other options for heart. I will only talk about heart because that's my specialty. So in heart, there are mechanical devices, there are totally artificial hearts, but still, they are not enough to save the life of every single human being. So what is xenotransplantation? Xenotransplantation is the transplantation of either organs, cells, or tissue from one animal into a human being, or from one animal to another. And this process has not been new. So it's been there for years, and in early 1600s, a nobleman who lost a piece of skull, he was transplanted a dog skull, but the church disallowed it, and they had to take it out, and that person died. Since then, many attempts have been made for xenotransplantation. In world wars, they put when you lose piece of your skin, they put a frog skin or any other animal skin to make up that gap. However, a lot has been done since then. If some of you may remember, the baby Fay heart, that was a chimpanzee heart that was transplanted into a small baby. It lived for 2 weeks, and it died of the baby died of infection. So the question I've been always asked is, can a pig save the life of all these people? And whether the 80 people dying every day throughout the world, every minute throughout the world, can be saved by a pig. So the first question that comes to our mind is that whether this pig organ is similar to what we have, the human organ, or why we chose the pig. So to tell you the truth, the pig was not the first species which was picked to donate the organ. The earlier experiments were done from chimpanzees and baboons, as I showed it in the earlier slide. However, as you know, the HIV was transmitted from these non-human primates, and then also these non-human primate takes about 20 years to grow to the size of us, to give an organ big enough for us to save our life. So the pig heart is chosen for several reasons. The number one reason is that the anatomy is very similar to what our own heart is. It has 4 chambers, the same vessels as we do. They grow in captivity. They breed well. You must have gone to pig farms where you have seen pigs growing freely. We now know the genetic makeup of the entire pig. So we have now the capability to either take out genes from the pig or put some genes in the pig to make it more compatible. I'll talk more about that. And then they grow very fast. So with the patients I will show later on, they received organ from a pig who was only 1 year old. Had it been like a baboon or a chimpanzee, we would have waited for 20 years for the organ to grow to that size. And then, their physiology means that, is blood pressure of the pig same as the human, or the other physiological factors good as humans. So we are studying that, and those all can be controlled with drugs. And finally, we all know that it's been consumed throughout the world in food, and perhaps the most consumed animal for the food purpose. So we thought that there'll be less ethical issues with it. So, however, it's not easy. So this is a heart, pig heart, transplanted in a baboon, and within minutes, you see the heart rejects. So this is a heart that we haven't done anything and just transplanted it into a baboon. So, and you see that within a minute, the heart gets black, and it's rejected. And it's called the antibody-mediated rejection. We all have antibodies that you heard in an earlier talk against the pig antigen. So we recognize pig as foreign, and these antibodies attack and cause rejection. So, it was a tough hill task, and as Theodore Roosevelt said, nothing worth having comes easy. So I spent almost 33 years in the field to get to this point. So the young people who are sitting in this audience should take this home, that, whatever you believe in, just stick to that task, and one day that will materialize. And so this is a message for you. So how we overcome that issue? The first thing that we did was, with our collaborators, to genetically modify the pigs. We started identifying the genes that are harmful to humans. We started taking them out. And then, to make it more compatible with the humans, we started adding human genes to the pig. How it's done? You take the eggs out of the uterus, you take the genetic material out of those eggs, and then put the new genetic material in the eggs. Those eggs are put back into the uterus, and after 114 days, new pigs are born who have the genetic material that you wanted them to have. And at one hand, we genetically modify the pigs. On the second hand, we started to have the immunosuppression, targeted immunosuppression work. So this is a pig heart transplanted into a baboon, and you can see that it works very well. So for years, we experimented that in a baboon, transplanting pig heart in a baboon, and then we tried to move forward. So throughout my life, being a Muslim, I have this quote that I always quote, and whoever saves the life of one person, it is as if it has saved the life of whole mankind. So my intention was, yes, this will help the entire the mankind with these pig hearts, but we have to start with one. So this, Mr. Bennett, was our first patient who got the pig heart in January of 2022. And this is our second patient, Mr. Larry Fawcett, who got the pig heart in September of this year. And these things doesn't come easy, right? So, it requires a huge amount of people and a very careful effort. And this picture shows that our team that took the day and night helped him to get to where he was. So, and this is our second patient. And when he woke up, he said that I never thought I'll stand again. So that was a feeling. We never promised them a single day of extra life, but they were appreciative of what we gave them, or every single day they live, them and their families were very appreciative of that. So this is just to show you that in our first patient, the heart was totally dilated and not functional, which is shown on the left. And on the right, there's a pig heart, which is from a young, energetic, 1-year-old pig, which functioned very well for 60 days. So one way to check if the heart is working fine is you go in and take a small bite of the heart and look under the microscope and see if there is sign of rejection. So on the left, it's called biopsy. On the left, it's a 34-day biopsy, and on the right is the 13-day biopsy. So in both cases, we didn't see any signs of rejection at this point. So this is our second patient whose job is to read the histology. So just imagine this person with a pig heart reading his own biopsy. Yeah, so the sound doesn't come in, so probably there's some glitch. So what he's saying that he's looking at his own biopsy and saying that I don't see any problem with that. This is our second patient. In 2022, the Super Bowl happened. Some of you may follow the American football. And he, just before the start, he sang the America Beautiful sitting with his physiotherapist. So, I mean, this gives us a lot of encouragement. Both of these people, so first of all, this is the function of the heart done by echocardiography. This is kind of an ultrasound. On the left, you see the heart is beating very well. Then until day 42, the more red you see, the better is the function of the heart. And finally, by day 50, something happened, and the heart started to get stiff, and slowed down. So our first patient lived for about 60 days, and the second patient lived for about 40 days. And they both were very appreciative, even though the survival was not in years or months. They were both appreciative for the time that they got, even though it was much less. You see the second patient playing Uno with his family on day 40. And shortly after that, he passed away. So one more important thing in this is the support of their family. Both Mr. Bennett's family and Mr. Fawcett's family, they were very appreciative of our help and very appreciative of every single day that we provided these patients. So this is kind of a lesson for us that for a person who's dying, I mean, we can all, if I offer you a pig heart, 90% of you say, I don't want it, right? But a person who's been denied of any option and been given this option to live, no matter it goes, it's for only a few days, they accept it. So what happened in these patients? So the patient both these patients were very sick to begin with, right? So whatever we learned over years in an animal model could not be translated very well in this patient. The amount of drugs that are used to prevent rejection cannot be given to these patients because if you give that amount of drugs, those drugs kill the patient, not they don't die for the heart rejection. So we had to curtail that and reduce the amount of drug that we give. However, we kept a balance and kept these fighting, and the patient kept fighting for that long. And I just wanted to convey that this is just the beginning. The first human-to-human heart transplant, when it was done in South Africa, that patient lived for only 2 weeks. Our first patient lived for 60 days. That is 2 months. So it's just a start. It will continue to move forward. I'm totally committed to it. My group is totally committed to it. And in near future, you will see, this becoming, a common thing. We receive numerous amount of phone calls, emails from all the patients who are in this situation and their families. I've received emails from families who say that, where were you 10 years ago when we lost our dear one? You could have given us few more days and we would have enjoyed that. So this is what the families want. This is what these patients want. So I'm coming to the end of my presentation, and then I quote Tom Stossel, who's considered the father of liver transplantation. He said, history tells us that procedures that were inconceivable yesterday and are barely achievable today often becomes routine tomorrow. So we are at the first stage. We are trying this new procedure, which we believe that will become routine in few years. So they used to say that, xenotransplantation will work when pig starts flying. So I would like to submit that the pigs have started flying now. And this cannot happen it's not me, it's not somebody else. It's the effort of hundreds of people who have been working in this field for a long time, and especially my team here, Sean, who spend day and night taking care of not only the patient but also the animals that led us to doing this play. And of course, I would like to thank my family also, because without their support, I couldn't have done this. So thank you very much. Yeah.